Thank you all again for coming out today for today's first class of healing breath meditation. So the breath, what is the breath? It's our number one source of energy. We take in food for energy, we take in liquids, water, things of that nature, juice for energy. The number one energy we're always taking in every time without even thinking about it is the breath. So the breath can raise your heart rate, it can lower your heart rate. It can lower your blood pressure by expanding your blood vessels. It can help you to digest not only your food, but also your emotions, what you're feeling better. Your breath is tied to every thought that you think. It's tied to every emotion that you have and feel. If you ever been sad, you might have been like this, kind of breathing. If you ever been mad, you might have been like, breathing a little bit faster, a little bit harder, or anxious about something. So, we're going to start out just with a little breath awareness. Don't have to change how you're breathing at this time. I just want you to close your eyes, palms facing up, shoulders relaxed, and just begin to become aware of the breath. Just notice how it is naturally moving at this time. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the mouth. Reminding ourselves that the nose is for breathing, the mouth is for eating. But there are some times when it may be more beneficial to breathe through the mouth, and I'll demonstrate and discuss more on that shortly. As you notice and observe the breath, just notice the natural rise and fall of the body with each breath in and out. As you observe the breath, you may notice it becomes faster or slower. It may become deeper or more shallow. By the end of today's practice, I hope that we can make best friends with our breath, because it's always there with you, it's always there for you. It comes to you free of charge. You don't have to pay for every breath you take, thank God. It's one of the most healing things you can do once you are equipped with the tools I'm going to share with you all today to use free of charge, any day, anytime, anywhere. Now let's place the right hand over the belly, and the left hand over the left side of the chest where the heart space is. Now as you follow the breath in and out, I want you to notice which part of the body rises first. Is it the belly or is it the chest?
You asking?
Just notice. You can answer if you like. What do you notice for yourself? Is it the belly or the chest that rises first? It's not a right or wrong answer.
What is it for you?
When I'm intentional about it, it's my belly. But when I'm not thinking about it, it may be my chest that rises first.
Yeah, that's what it
If you ever watch a baby when they breathe, usually their belly will rise first. So next time you got a grandchild or somebody's baby you're watching, or you just want to take a trip to the nursery, watch the belly of the baby.
I'll watch you first.
So for today's practice, we're going to focus on first expanding the belly, followed by the rib cage, and then the chest and the space below the collarbone. This is what we call a three-part breath. So as you breathe in, I want you to feel the lower belly pressing forward and outwards. Expand into the lower belly. As you continue to breathe in, I want you to feel the rib cage expand next. And then breathe in a little bit more, a slight lift to the shoulders, feel the chest and the space below the collarbone expand. Hold the breath there at the top, just a moment. And then as you exhale, relax the shoulders down, a soft sigh out through the mouth. Feel the ribcage soften, feel the belly soften, and gently draw inwards. So we're intentionally slowing down the breath and breaking it up into 3 parts. Again, a slow and steady breath. Feel the, yeah, that'll happen. You open up some spaces in the lungs that may have been untapped before. So feel the belly expand first, followed by the ribcage and then the chest. A slight pause at the top of the breath. A slight shrug up of the shoulders, expanding more. And then as you exhale, a long sigh out through the mouth. Chest soften and relax, the ribcage and the belly follows. Take a few more rounds just like this on your own while I share some more fun facts about the breath. So on a good day, the lungs can hold up to about 6.2 liters of air. How much air is that exactly? You ever seen a 2-liter Coke bottle? Add 1 more liter on top of that. That's each lung holding about 3 liters of air. So that's a lot of air on a full expansion of the lungs. And then even when you press all the air out, like you're emptying the balloons, when you press all the air out, guess how much air is still there? Just over half a liter. So there's still over half a liter of air stuck in the lungs as part of your body's defense mechanism to keep you from not having any reserved air. Continue, filling the belly, the ribcage, and the chest. A slight pause at the top of the breath. This is called the Yogi Complete Breath. Expanding every part of the lungs, the bottom, the middle, and the top. Whenever you hold the breath in at the top, this is very detoxifying for your lungs, for your bloodstream. The number one way you detoxify your body is through breath alone. So that means any toxins you take in, whether it's contaminants in the air, in the food you eat, the water you drink, any pollution, any toxic chemicals that the body might receive through stress, any toxins you might take in through any medication you may be on, your body's always trying to detoxify itself, right? And the number one way you detox is through breath alone. That's why we call this the healing breath practice. We're tapping in and connecting to our healing power of breath. Continue that 3-part breath. Belly expands, ribcage and chest, holding the breath in at the top. So every time you hold the breath in, every cell in your body and in your lungs is capturing carbon dioxide that needs to be released when you breathe out. So the longer you hold the breath in, the more your body is becoming efficient at detoxifying and taking out any carbon dioxide that needs to be purged from the system, any toxins that need to be removed and pushed out of the body. And pressing all that air out, releasing those toxins from the bloodstream. So when you detoxify, you feel lighter, you feel more at ease, more at peace. You have more energy to work with. Our number one source of energy is what? The breath. Take 3 more rounds of breath here, just like this. Belly expands like a balloon. Ribcage expands in every direction, filling up as much as 3 liters in each lung. Stretching your lung capacity, holding the breath at the top. Maybe even sipping a little bit more. Hold it. And as you exhale, a long, soft sigh out through the mouth. Relax in the shoulders, relax the face, relax the rib cage, relax the belly. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Whenever you pause at the bottom of the breath, you're temporarily decreasing the oxygen levels. You're making your lungs stronger at being able to use oxygen. Again, slow, steady breath in, fill the lungs as much as you can, every direction. Pause at the top. Sip in a little bit more. A little more. Hold it. Exhale, sigh it out. Empty out as completely as possible. Press out as much air as you can. Pause at the bottom of the breath. And last time, the deepest breath in so far. Inhale fully, deeply, completely. Belly expands, followed by rib cage, then the chest. Holding the breath at the top. Sipping more. A little more. Stretch as much as you can, even more. Now this time I want you to hold the breath in as long as you can. When you feel you can't hold the breath in any longer, hold it just a second or two longer. And then when you feel like you're about to pass out, stop that from happening by letting that breath go. Don't pass out. And then bring him.
That was funny. Funny. I'm like, okay.
And then bring the breath back to the body. Would anybody like to share how they feel after doing that 3-part breath, the yogi complete breath?
It did make a difference. It was. It did.
Yeah? Now, we may all know somebody that smokes cigarettes, might have smoked them in the past, or some of that other stuff that gets you high.
What you talking about?
I'm just saying, we might know somebody. But I like to call
The
this
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah.
But I like to call this getting high on life, all naturally, organically. That's what we're doing here. Every breath
I
we
like
take.
it better.
So I'm going to show you some different ways to continue to boost that high on life energy.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan?
Yes.
All right. The next breath technique I have for you is called Nadi Shodhana. So what are your nadis? Your nadis are your energy pathways. You have rivers of energy flowing through you. Just like you have bloodstream and you got your blood vessels. These are invisible energy lines that run up and down the body, through which your breath takes that energy that you take in from the breath and it converts it to energy. So what is energy? Like electrical current is energy. You turn on a light switch, you got a power bill, right? So we're charging up our power of our body through every breath that we take. There's a plus side to a battery, there's a minus side to the battery. So we're working on boosting and balancing out those two sides of the battery, the electrical polarity. So every breath you take generates an electrical current. So your brain is sending that energy up and down the body when we are consciously directing that breath. So the left nostril is the minus side of the battery. The right side is the plus side of the battery. So what we're going to do here is we're going to charge up the two sides. I like to take off my glasses just so that they're not in the way because we're going to be blocking off the nostrils here. You may notice that one side is a little bit more or less open than the other. And as you practice this more regularly and you add in some cleansing exercises for your nasal passages, you'll see that it'll get more open and you'll be able to take in more air. You take in also nitric oxide. You create nitric oxide by breathing in through the nose. And we're also going to do a breath practice shortly after this that's going to help to open up and unblock your sinuses. And that's going to help to increase your nitric oxide production 7 times. Again, nitric oxide, what does that do? It dilates the blood vessels. So instead of constricting them, it makes them larger. So that means more blood flow, more energy. All right. You're going to be blocking off the right side by using your thumb. You're pressing at the septal bone. So rather than the nose hole itself, there's this little space right where the bridge of the nose meets the soft, rounded part of the nose. If you press gently there and breathe into the left side, you'll see that the right side's blocked off. You can try the same thing on the left, blocking off the left side, and it doesn't take much pressure at all. So we'll take our left hand into Gyan Mudra. This is for focus, wisdom, and concentration. Because we're going to be concentrating on our breath and the energy that we're moving up and down the spine through our nadis, our energy pathways. Blocking off the right side. Relax the shoulders, keep the back straight. If this arm ever starts to get tired, you can support underneath the elbow with your left hand. You'll breathe in slowly and fully through your left side. So we're charging up the Mana side, the feminine side, also referred to in the yoga practice as the Ida Nadi. Breathing in through the left side. You'll block off the left side with your right ring finger. Release the thumb from the right nostril and breathe out through the right side. Block off the right side again, and again, breathing in through the left side. We're just breathing in through the left and out through the right each time. Again, in through the left nostril, out through the right nostril. Continue just like this, slow and steady. A full, complete breath in. We're channelizing our breath. So we're focusing on that negative electrical charge. Continue while I give you some more fun facts on what we're doing here. So the left side, again, it's the feminine side, it's the negative electrical charge. It is moon energy. It corresponds to your parasympathetic nervous system. What is the parasympathetic nervous system? That's the side that corresponds to rest, digest, relax, heal. So we're charging up this side to enhance our healing practice and enhance our healing energy. In through the left, out through the right. Each time. If you want to speed up the breath, you can. You can make it a more strong, faster, or active breath. If you want to keep it nice and slow, that's fine too. Go at a pace and speed that feels comfortable for you, that gives you what you need today. In through the left. Fill the lungs from what? Belly to ribcage to chest. And then out to the right, emptying the lungs from the chest to the ribcage to the belly. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the back straight. For added benefit, curl your tongue up and into the roof of the mouth as you continue to breathe in and out. This creates what's called a circular breath connection. So just like there's a positive and negative electrical charge here, when you touch your tongue to the roof of the mouth, it's like making the contacts on a battery. If you don't have it in the right plus or minus spot, you don't light up the light bulb, right? So what you're doing is you're creating a continuous flow of positive and negative electrical energy from the root of the spine to that space at the roof of the mouth. Take about 5 more rounds of breath here, support it underneath the elbow if you need to. Now if you do want to energize, you would just speed the breath up, so it might look more like this. But if you want to relax, you slow the breath down. Let's all take a deep breath in to the left side. Hold the breath in at the top and apply what's called mul band or root lock. Squeeze the muscles of the pelvic floor. It's the same muscles you would squeeze if you had to go to the bathroom really bad, but you gotta hold it because there's a long line at the bathroom. So squeeze and hold, and then exhale all the air out to the right side. Release the hands down. Both hands in Gyan Mudra. A few little shoulder rolls just to relax the shoulders. A little movement of the spine. Round the back, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Last time. Exhale to round. And inhale to lift. Palms facing upwards, back in Gyan Mudra for focus, wisdom, and concentration. Bring your awareness back to the breath, flowing slowly, deeply, evenly through both nostrils. And again, just notice the subtle shift. Sensation, the subtle shift in awareness of your energy, how it shifted. Also, if you want to cool the body down, you would breathe in and out to the left side. If you want to warm the body up, you would breathe in and out to the right side. So maybe you've been noticing, hey, I feel a little cooler than I did when I first started. So now for balance, we're going to switch the hand that we use. You'll be blocking off your left nostril with your left thumb. And you'll be blocking off the right nostril when the time comes with your left ring finger. This time we're going to only breathe in through the right side and out to the left. So each time will be in through the right, out to the left. In through the right, out to the left. Go slowly. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the back straight. If you need to support the elbow with the opposite hand, that's always an option. So breathing in slowly, fully, completely from the belly to the rib cage to the chest, in through the right side. And then out through the left, blocking off the right nostril, breathing out to the left. Again, you may have noticed one side's a little more open than the other. Breathing in through the right. This is a nice way to help promote an even, steady flow of breath through both sides as you continue this practice day by day over time. In through the right. Out through the left. So the right side is our sympathetic nervous system. And it's not that one side of the nervous system is better or worse. They help to maintain what we call homeostasis and balance in the body. So your right side is responsible for elimination, using the bathroom when it's time to use the bathroom. It's involved in helping to raise the heat of the body and helping to activate the body's nervous system when it's time to run, if there's danger. So when one side is active, the other side is more passive, and vice versa. Make this a more energizing breath, you would just speed up the breath. In through the right, out through the left. And again, you don't have to go as fast as I'm going. You can go at a pace and speed that gives you just what you need. If you feel like this arm is starting to feel tired, relax the shoulders, tucking the elbows into the ribs, supporting underneath the elbow. Slow and steady breath here, about 5 more times, faster or slower if you prefer. And take a deep breath in the right side now. Hold the breath in at the top, and again, squeeze and apply those muscles to the pelvic floor. Mulban, root lock, like you had to use the bathroom, but it's a long line. You gotta squeeze, hold it, do the PP dance, hold it. Release all the air out through the left nostril. Relax and release those muscles to the pelvic floor. And then slowly release hands back down. Thumb and index fingers come together. A few little shoulder rolls here. Bring your awareness back to the breath. Just notice the subtle shift and difference now in the body and your energy. Settle into stillness. Just notice. Do you notice that the body may have felt like it warmed up a little bit? What do you notice? And there's no right or wrong answers. Just becoming more aware of how you breathe makes a difference on your body and in your body, as well as in your energy, as well as your emotion. And I always like to say, if you don't have a meditation practice, this can substitute as a meditation practice. If you ever notice, when you're just so focused on the breath, you're not thinking about yesterday, you're not thinking about tomorrow, right? You're just right here, right now, in the present moment. So your breath practice can help lead you into what we call a meditation practice, where you become more meditative, more rooted in the present moment, where your mind isn't wandering to past or future. You're completely present here and now. And that's where your healing takes place, in that little gap between those thoughts about past and future, where you're rooted and connected. Very slowly blink the eyes open. How are we feeling? Just checking in with the room. Relax.
It is so relaxing.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's just through, let's see how many minutes of breath we've done so far. That's just through about 20, 30 minutes of breath. But wait, there's more. And this isn't an overwhelming practice, is it? Is it something that you could see yourself doing, like first thing in the morning, before you go to bed?
Sitting chill.
Right before you're sitting in the chair,
Yeah.
just finished reading your book or your Bible, whatever book you're into. All right. For this next one, cross the legs, just to feel the difference. I like to cross my legs because I feel that it shifts how it feels in your sitting bones. You notice how it feels in the sitting bones now, when the legs are crossed versus when the feet are flat on the floor. But just feel that difference, right? It's like it feels like it's a little bit less pressure, for me at least. That's what I noticed.
Feel less pressure here.
Right? A little bit less pressure. And sometimes that helps the body to relax a little bit more. All right, so bringing our awareness back to the breath, back to the body, back to the present moment. We got that 3-part breath, the yogi complete breath we're taking with us. What expands first with the yogi complete breath? Anybody? The belly expands first, then the rib cage, then the chest, the space below the collarbone. Now we're going to do a little practice I like to call the 1-minute breath. So our goal is to make each breath last 1 minute. It may not happen today, and that's okay. We're going to use our fingers to count how many seconds we're breathing in, how many seconds we're holding the breath, how many seconds we're breathing out, and how many seconds we're holding the breath out. So we're going to start with a 4 count for each breath in, for each breath hold, for each breath out, and then for holding the breath out. So you can also call this an equal ratio breath. So there's 4 parts to every breath. The breath in for a count of 4, holding the breath in at the top for a count of 4, exhaling the breath out for a count of 4, and then holding the breath out at the bottom for a count of 4. Over time, you'll increase it to 5, 6, 7, 8, and so forth. It doesn't have to happen all at once today. Just do your best. Forget the rest, but don't forget the breath, because we're counting the breath with the fingers. All right? So I'll demonstrate one round for you. It'll be breathing in, 2, 3, 4, touching each finger to the thumb. Holding the breath in, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling out, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out, 2, 3, 4. So that's 16 counts. We're a quarter of the way to doing a 1-minute breath. So that means if you did each count for 8, that would be halfway there. If you did each count for 12, you'd be 75% of the way there. And then each count for 16, you'd be over a 1-minute breath. So let's just start with 4 today. And as we enhance our breath practice, as you practice week by week, day by day, you'll see that your respiration will improve. And what's one of the number 1 things that the breath does? It detoxifies the body. All right, let's begin. With the breath in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale it out, 2, 3, top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out through the mouth. Ah. Sigh out. Hold the breath out at the bottom. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Together. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Sigh it out. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4. Now on your own. And in. Hold. Exhale it out. Hold the breath out. Now if you want to make the breath longer, I'll be quiet. You can keep going at your own pace, at your own speed. Just going to do about 5 more rounds on your own. Counting the breath by touching each finger to your thumb. Take one more round, the longest, slowest, deepest breath you can manage today. Make sure you completely fill the lungs by the time you reach the top of that inhale. Holding the breath in for as long as you can. You save some room for the exhale and the breath hold out at the bottom. Holding the breath out at the bottom. Regulation of the breath, breathing in, stretch the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Hands to the knees, palms facing down. A few little circles around the hips just to make sure we're not getting tight or tense or stiff around the hips, the neck and the shoulders. Let's switch directions with the circle, opposite direction. Back to the center. And exhale. Hands to the knees, palms facing down. A few little circles around the hips just to make sure we're not getting tight or tense or stiff around the hips, the neck and the shoulders. Let's switch directions with the circle, opposite direction. Back to the center. And exhale. Hands to the knees, palms facing down. A few little circles around the hips just to make sure we're not getting tight or tense or stiff around the hips, the neck and the shoulders. Back to the center. checking back in with the body. How are we feeling? You got room for one more?
I feel like, when you watching TV and the people are doing it, and then they be on the mat on the floor. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're floating, right?
Yes. Like I'm there with them.
You are here.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
I
We are
can
present.
tell the difference.
You can feel it, right?
And when you start playing that music, it really got you there.
It takes you to that meditative space, right? You're like, man, I'm in the zone. All right. This next one is called the bee's breath. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to make some sounds. What sound does a bee make? Just remind me. Right? So you can have the option to either buzz, or you can or you can hum. Now, when you hum, I want you to see if you can feel the sound vibrating, like right in this space off the tip of the nose. Press the tongue up to the roof of the mouth, and again, just hum or buzz. You feel that little vibration that's happening in these two spaces? Right? All right. So what that's going to do is going to help to open up and awaken a part inside of your brain called the pineal gland. They call this the third eye. Why? Our two physical eyes are for sight, seeing out into the world. The third eye is for vision, seeing in your internal world, so seeing yourself happy, healthy, healed, strong. Whenever you have dreams at night, your third eye opens and you see it clear as day, but your two physical eyes are closed, right? Whenever you envision something, you say, man, I could see that. You're thinking about it, you're imagining it. That's your third eye becoming active, internal. So what this is going to do is going to help to vibrate. It's going to make little vibrations. It's going to help to basically open up that third eye a little bit more so it can become more active and open you up to intuition and your inner vision and your inner knowing and connecting to that divine intelligence and wisdom, that still small voice that you can hear that says, you should do this right now, go for it. You know what I mean? You ever had that little voice of God speak to you? That's what this is. So, you'll take your 3 fingers, you'll cover up the 2 physical eyes, which are for sight, so that you can connect to that third eye, which is for vision. Your pinky fingers are going to rest at this little opening. There's 2 little indentations. If you press on each side of your nose, there's 2 little indentations here. You'll take your thumbs and you'll be creating a little vacuum by pressing into the ears and cutting off all other sounds. So all you're going to see is nothing. All you're going to hear is your own sound vibration, humming or buzzing. And you're going to feel that little hum and buzz. Some people have little, I guess you could call it, some people see light, some people see colors and shapes. Everybody has different abilities, I would say. Some people have more visuals when they do this than others. So again, blocking off the 2 physical eyes. Pinkies rest by the nose. You're going to press gently to that space. Blocking off the ears, I'll demonstrate one time. You'll take a deep breath in. Blocking off the ears and humming or buzzing as loud as you can to feel that vibration. You're going to hum or buzz until you're completely out of breath. We're going to do this 5 times. You don't have to wait for me to go into your next one. Once you're finished, you're going to bring your hands, peace fingers together. This is called prana mudra. The pinky fingers and the ring fingers touch the thumb, palms facing upwards, and then you'll go back into that visual, that breath, where it's the 3-part breath: the belly expanding, the rib cage, followed by the chest expanding. Sounds like a plan. We're only going to do 5 of these. We're about to get buzzed, y'all. High on life. I told you we're going to get high on life today. So here it is. Blocking off the 2 physical eyes. Pinky fingers right by the nose. The thumbs will block off the ears after we breathe in. Let's begin. Deep breath in. Hum or buzz as loud as you can. Release the hands down, peace fingers together, pinky fingers and ring fingers touch the thumbs. You may even continue to feel that little hum and buzz sensation. Return your awareness back to the breath. Just notice the subtle, maybe even profound, deep sense, shift, awareness, energy, buzzing, full of energy. This is what it truly means to feel high on life. The other stuff gets you low, it lowers your vibration. This is what's actually getting you high, raising your vibration. So that you can become more receptive to that healing power that's always flowing through you. Healing power of God that always wants to connect to you. Whatever you call that higher power, your source, the universe, higher self. So you can let that source force direct your steps down the path of your highest and your best. Tongue still gently curled up and into the roof of the mouth. Full, complete breath. The belly expands, followed by the rib cage and then the chest. A slight pause at the top of the breath. A slight pause at the bottom of the breath. Now we're going to add in a little visualization. This is the healing breath visualization. As you breathe in, I want you to visualize and imagine that there's a little light of energy that's traveling up the spine from the root, up the backside of the body, all the way up to the crown of the head. Once you reach the top of the head and the top of the breath, I want you to imagine that divine light, heavenly healing energy is washing over you from the crown of your head all the way back down to the soles of the feet with the breath out. It's a slow and steady, continuous flow and circuit of breath and energy. Raising that energy up from the earth, through the feet, through the root of your being. Rising up with the breath. Once you reach the top of the breath, it's at the top of you. And ready to wash down over you again with the breath out. Continue just like this. A few more rounds on your own. up, squeeze the muscles of the pelvic floor, pull the energy up even more, stretching up to the spine. As you exhale, relax, release, let it all go. Washing over you from head to toe. Very slowly, take your time. You begin to blink, the eyes open. Open yourself back to the present moment, back to this space of healing that we've created within us. Checking back into the room and the body. How are we feeling, yo? Are we buzzing? Are we full of energy? I have one more thing I'd like to share with you all to close our practice. So, in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God. The Word was with God, right? So what is word? What are our words? They're all sound vibrations. So it said that God spoke, let there be light, and everything was created. And light was created, and but the first thing that happened was God spoke, and everything happened. So word is a vibration. Whenever we create sounds, we're creating energy. We're creating something. Whenever we speak, that's part of the first way something becomes manifest. Whenever we write down those words, that's part of it becoming physical. So our word and our writing creates something for us. The power of life is where? In the tongue. I believe it says that somewhere in Proverbs. The power of life and death is in the tongue. So we're going to close with the sound vibration, the sound Om. A-U-M. It means I am. I am that I am. So maybe our I am feeling, thought, vibration is I'm healed, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm strong. It's also the root word for Amen. Like when you close a prayer, Amen. So we're going to do 3 rounds of Om, 1 for the body, 1 for the mind, 1 for the spirit. I'll demonstrate one time how it sounds. It's 4 counts for each part of the sound. It's ah is the first part. Then as the mouth starts to close, it's and then when the lips come together, it turns into So one time it looks like this. All together now, bringing the hands together. I'm not a choir director, but we're going to do our best to harmonize today.
I know. Yes, you do.
We're going to do our best and forget the rest, but don't forget the breath. Bringing the thumbs to the center of the chest. First, we'll start by inhaling, the shoulders roll forward and up. Exhale, the shoulders roll back and down. Take a deep breath in to begin. Last time, inhale deep. Bring the thumbs to the space between your eyebrows. May your vision of your highest and best, most happy, healthy, harmonious, healed self be manifest in your mind's eye and your vision. Bring your thumbs to your lips that you may speak that vision into existence with your words of truth, clarity, passion, and purpose. Bring your thumbs to your heart that you may live that vision with strength, clarity, love, balance, all of the good things of life. I thank you all again for sharing this time, this space, your presence, and your practice with me. Namaste. If you don't mind, before we go, I'd just like to go around the room, get everyone's name one more time, and how you feel in one word or less. So, you,
Kiva, relax.
Keita.
Bernice, I like this.
Here's Bernice.
You'll be back next week.
Yes.
Just open. That just opened up everything. Open.
It's totally different than
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Now these are all yoga practices.
Yes.
This is just one aspect. It's called pranayama. So prana is your life force energy, and ayama is learning how to control and expand that energy, how to move and direct that energy.
Because a lot of the moves were from yoga and
Yep.
Wow.
I've been trying to get y'all ready for this because I've been working with Connie. I was like, I want to get this class going at some point. Like it's literally been in the works for over a year, so that's why I was like, I want to get y'all ready for it so that it won't be just totally foreign stuff to you when we do start to do the breath practice class.
That's good.
Thank you all again. Any questions about anything?
Like I said, this healing, we are healing from within.
Yep.
By doing it.
Every breath you take.
So do anybody else make a mistake and hit the wrong finger? And you know.
I do it. I just get caught up.
Yeah.
I do that. I catch up.
Do you ever get caught up, Chris?
This happens every once in a while.
Cause you've been doing these longer than we have.
Yeah, and like I said, it'll become second nature eventually. Like you won't even have to think about it.